Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, it's time for another installment of the Doctor Spell Prognosis. And today we are talking about the cantrip, also known as a zero-level spell, Thorn Whip. So I want to start out, I want to give this a B+. There's a few things that are holding it back from getting in the A category, but I do like the control spells. This is a very good control spell. It's not a push. I like push better than pull. I think there's a lot more advantages in push than there is with pull, but pull is still a viable control method to controlling things on the battlefield. All right, Thorn Whip is a cantrip that is usable only by druids and artificers. So that's one thing that kind of brings down the rating for this, is it's very limited in who can use it. But artificers can use it. I have seen artificers use this very, very effectively. It takes one action. It has a range of 30 feet. That's much better. So if we look at a similar spell called Lightning Lure, again, we've done this spell before. It has more classes that can use it, but no divine classes. And it only has a range of self and 15 feet. This has a range of 30 feet. So it doesn't originate from you. It originates from a point within 30 feet. So just keep that in mind. It does not originate from you. It originates from a point 30 feet from you. It does have all three components, whereas Lightning Lure is only a verbal component. So that's a big difference. They're both instantaneous. This one's transmutation. That one's evocation. This one is a melee attack. This one is a strength save. So that's another big difference. This one you have to actually make an attack roll with. Whereas Lightning Lure is a strength saving throw. Now, strength saving throw is the second worst one in the game. Again, so this is actually not so bad. This does piercing damage, and of course, Lightning Lure does lightning damage. Piercing damage, not so great, because there are quite a few things that are just generally resistant to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage. Now, this is a magical attack. It's a spell, so it should be a magical attack. So things that are resistant to non-magical attacks should not be affected by that. That is, this spell should do normal full damage to them. But it does do piercing damage, and there are things that are resistant to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. So you create a long vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out at your command toward a target in range. Again, it doesn't say that it originates from you. Let's keep that in mind. And that's important when comparing it to Lightning Lure. Make a melee spell attack. I hate melee spell attack because there's so much stuff that you can't put onto that as a writer. If you hit, you do a d6 piercing damage. So this does a d6 damage. Lightning Lure does a d8 damage. So there are things that are better about Thorn Whip than Lightning Lure, and there are better things about Lightning Lure than Thorn Whip. And if the creature is large or smaller, Lightning Lure doesn't care how big the creature is. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled 10 feet in. So this does care about how big the creature is, so that's a disadvantage compared to relative to Lightning Lure. And you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you, and it can be up to 30 feet away. Lightning Lure says that must succeed on a strength saving throw. We pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards you, and then take a d8 of damage if it is within 5 feet of you. So the pulling effect happens first, and if it ends 5 feet from you, then it will take damage. But if you were to take this thing and pull it, and it goes into a pit that's 20 feet deep, it won't take any damage. It will take fall damage, but this thing does damage first. Then it pulls it close to you. And, of course, the damage increases by up to 2d6, 3d6, and 4d6. So there are differences. I like both spells very much. I like this one better because it has a longer range. And it does damage right away. And it's not a strength saving throw. It's just a 2-hit. So you get the 2-hit. You hit them, and then you pull them, and if there's any intervening terrain between you and your target that is a negative impactor upon them, like a pit or a river, or they're on a cliff that's 30 feet up, or anything like that, you can yank them off of the edge or into something, and they will not be happy. Again, with a druid, you can also cast spike growth, and you can pull something through the spike growth. So they'll take some damage for that too. So I think this is a really good spell. If it did a die damage extra up to a D8, and maybe was available for another class and didn't do piercing, then I would probably give it a solid A. But as is, I'm giving it a B+. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody